the most illogical thinkers in our nation's history were seen in the 1960s. The legislators and the lawmakers, Congress and the Senate, representatives of your states, they're thinking that they came to the conclusion that persons who committed felonies were so psychologically deranged, so prone to recommit crimes, that they undermined their ability to own firearms. They took their rights to own firearms away from them. Okay, the logic was you bury the criminal in the prison system until he's dead. There's not very many of them. The ones that are getting out are going right back committing crimes. We're not going to let them have firearms. Okay, that's 1969, 1965. Now, fast forward that to 2010. Now there's an estimated 12 to 15 million convicted felons in the United States. Only 2 million of those are in prison. Meaning there's millions of us out here in the United States living honest lives, proving that your logic, your illogical thinking is wrong. Men with jobs, families, wives, children have to defend themselves. They're strong and smart individuals living amongst the citizens of the United States. In fact, under federal law, the U.S. senators and U.S. representatives intended that convicted felons could own firearms, regular type firearms, under federal law. It wasn't until just a few of these unscrupulous lawmakers came up and undermined that right. And to this very day, convicted felons may still own black powder, muzzleloader type firearms. Several states permit ex-felons. They recognize the illogical thinking of these people. And the state of Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Maryland, Missouri, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Alaska, all permit convicted felons to own firearms because they see that these people are like everybody else living in our society and need the right to defend themselves. Now, it was in the 60s that these illogical thinkers came along and they undermined convicted felons' rights in some states. Texas has always let ex-felons own firearms. Most states that do now have always. They never undermined that right. It was only a few states that did this. And that shows you that it does not take very many lawmakers to really do a bad thing, to do a wrong thing, to pass laws that are unconstitutional. And we at exfelon.biz are working to roll these unconstitutional, illogical laws denying ex-felons the right to own firearms. We want to do away with all these on the federal and the state level, and we're working to do so. Call your U.S. representative, call your state senator, your state representative. Tell him to go to exfelon.biz. Tell him you want to restore the rights of ex-felons to own firearms. Your cousin is one. Just tell him, give him the numbers of how many people you know who are convicted felons in this nation that live among you, and they cannot even protect their own children and wives and their own lives.